guys, my name is Julia. I'll be your instructor today. We're going to be going over basic safety around a quad. So one of the first things you want to check is your safety equipment. That'll be our helmets. So one of the first things you want to make sure for your helmet is how well it fits. And you don't want it to be able to shake around on your head like this. You want to have one that fits nice and snug. So that it can't move around on your head. Your head will move with the helmet. You also want to check for any cracks or abrasions every time you take your helmet out. If it has any cracks or abrasions, throw it out. That is not safe. To do up your helmet, you're going to take the strap and you're going to put it through both of these metal loops. Then you're going to take your strap and you're going to go back between the two of them and through the second loop. And you're just going to pull it tight. Okay? Now that we've gone a little bit over our safety equipment, we're going to move on to the quad. So today we are working with the Polaris Predator. This quad is a manual. For those of you that are uncomfortable with a manual or wish to only ride automatic, we have an Arctic hat over here that you guys can use as well. For any of you that just want to do that one. We're working with the Polaris just because manual has a little bit more to it. The automatics, most of what you need to check you can just see on the dash. So this is our dash right here. So this is where you'll be able to check your oil, your gas. So just like that. Predator's a little bit different. It doesn't have a dash like that, so we don't get all the fun gizmos. So one of the first things for a manual that you want to check is whether or not it's in gear. So when a manual quad is out of gear, it'll be able to slide forward and back like that. When it's in gear, it won't slide forward or back. It'll stop. Easy fix. You just take this right here, this little pedal, you just give it a small tug up. That takes it out of gear again, you're back in neutral, and you're okay to drive. Next thing, you want to put your keys in your quad. So four-wheelers aren't like cars, they won't turn over as soon as you put the key into it. It's safe to put it in. So for an automatic like that one, it's typically around the top. For a smaller one like the Predator, key goes in the side and you can turn it on. Okay, so other things that we want to check for a four-wheeler, we want to check our brakes, our gas, our oil, our tire pressure, and generally just how we sit on the quad. So to check the tire pressure, just a general easy check. Put your foot on the tire. You can hang on to the quad for stability if you need to. Just put your body pressure or your body weight against your foot. And if the tire doesn't give very much, it's nice and hard, your tire's okay. You just do that all the way around. For the back tires, because they're bigger and bulkier and a little bit harder to put your pressure onto, I like to use my knee. Up to you, you can use your foot, it's just a little bit harder. So do it all the way around. Back tires are good. So we have good tire pressure. Next thing we want to check, gas. So for a quad like that, it'll tell you the gas level. For one like the Predator, you just kind of have to eyeball it. So I like to give it a bit of a shove so you can see the gas moving around inside. It's got about a half tank, so we're good for gas. We want to check the battery as well. So to see whether or not the battery is going, we're going to take the starter, that's this guy here, and we're going to turn it on to run. Don't press the green button. The green button will start the quad. We're just going to focus on this up here. This turns on the lights. So if your lights turn on, it means you have battery power. So that's good, we have battery. Another quick thing you can do, because sometimes you can have a faulty connection to the starter, you can just try turning on the fan. Fan turns on, we're good there. Fan typically gets used if your quad is overheating. Good to have on warm summer days. Next thing we're going to check is brakes. So these are your brakes on this side. Other side is the clutch. We're not going to worry about that right now. So in order to check your front brakes, you can just give it a small push and squeeze the brakes. So our front brakes are good. We're going to check our back brakes, and our back brakes are actually at our feet. So you can kind of grab the quad a little bit, put one foot up, push it forward, put your foot down on the brake. You can also see how the back tail light came on. It means your brakes are good, quad's stopping, lights are coming on, brakes are good all the way around. One of the last things we want to check is whether or not it has a good oil level. So typically it's around the side on a four-wheeler. So for the Predator, it's right down here. So we're just going to unscrew this. Dry this off. So typically you want the quad to run a little bit before you check the oil. This guy's already been running for a few minutes, so it's okay to check. And we're just going to screw this back in. I'm going to take it out. And you can just see the level there. It's above full, so we got lots of oil. So we're good there. So, we've done our basic safety check. Quad is safe to run. We're going to grab our helmet. We put it on like we did before. Remember, through both the loops. And back through the second one. Pull it tight. Is it stable? So, now to start the quad, we're going to press that green button from earlier. We're going to have it on run. We're going to press this green button. That's going to turn it over. And that's all for quad safety. We'll see you guys next week. We'll learn how to drive them.